In this video, we'll be looking at calculated fields and calculated items in pivot table. So what are these used for? They can be used to create custom calculations from your existing data. And what do I mean by custom calculations? I mean calculations that are not there in your pivot table, but you have to come up with them using the existing data on your pivot tables. Let's check out some practical examples on how to create calculated fields and items in Microsoft Excel. Alright, the first thing we'll be looking at in this video is calculated fields in pivot table. We'll be looking at both calculated field and calculated item, but first we'll be looking at calculated field. Okay, so just as explained earlier, that calculated field is a new field you add to your pivot table that performs calculation on existing data field. So let's say I want to find the total commission earned by each salesperson if the commission rate is 10% of the sales amount. For me to do that first, I have to first insert this data in a pivot table. So to highlight everything, Ctrl+Shift right words, then words, or just do Ctrl+A to highlight everything. Then in my insert tab, come here and select amount inside a pivot table, and my data is from a table or a range. Then here, so I want it to be on a new worksheet, and I'll hit OK. So I have data here. Then I want to summarize the sales made by each salesperson. So select check the salesperson box, automatically it goes to the row, then check the sales amount, and it goes to the value field. I can see each of the amounts made by each salesperson. So we've been given a 10% commission for the sales amount made by each salesperson. So to add this field for commission, I'll just select the cell in here in the column containing the values. Then I'll click on this contextual tab, the pivot table analyze tab, hit this. You can only see this contextual tab anytime you select anywhere on your pivot table. So then in my calculations group, you see the command field items and set. So I click on the drop down button and I'll select calculated field. So I have this. So what do I want to add? I want to add a field for commission. So I'll just name this, maybe just name it commission. Commission. Now what is the formula? I want to multiply, don't forget we told 10% of sales amount. It means you're going to be multiplying the sales amount by 10%, right? So I can either add this sales amount by either select it and click insert field, or I would just double click on it, and what do I want to do? Multiply by 10%, shift 8. 10% can also be written as 0.1 in decimal, so I'll just type in 0.1, or you can type in your 10% any way you want to do it. Then I would add this commission, yeah. Then I'll add and I'll hit OK. So can you see that we have the commission here now? So using calculated field, I'm able to calculate another field here in pivot table. So you can see for Alex, she made sales of 18,500, her commission is 1,850. Bob made sales of 13,500, his commission is 1,350. Charlie made 21,000 naira sales, and this is his commission. Same thing for Dave, and this is his commission. So what if what is the average sales amount including a 5% sales tax? So I'm just going to copy this pivot table, Ctrl+C, then bring it here, Ctrl+V. Then I will just remove the commission. Then I'll change this from sales to average, so I get to see, yeah. So what I want to look for now, so let me just format this to look okay. I don't want it to look this way, so format. Okay, so I have this. So I want to change, we have to add a new field for the sales tax. They're giving 5% of sales tax, so I'll just select somewhere here, insert. I want to insert a calculated field. So pivot table analyze, calculate field. So I'll give this sales tax. That's the name I want to give to it. So what's the formula? I'm saying multiply sales amount by shift 8, let's say 5%, and let's add it and see, then okay. So can you see this is the sales tax for each of the sales made by each salesperson. So this is how you insert calculated fields in Pivot Table. Okay, so the next thing we're looking at is calculated item. A calculated item is like a custom calculation that you apply to items within a field. What do I mean? So let's say I want to find the difference in the total sales between the north and the south region. So I'm going to add a new item to calculate the sales difference between the north and the south. And how do I do that? So let's say I'm working south and the north. Let's add a new pivot table. Ctrl C. I'm going to paste this here. That will show sales for the south and the north. So I'll remove the salesperson, and what I'll be adding is going to be the region, and I'll remove the commission. So I have this. So I want to see the sales difference between the south and the north. So select anywhere on your pivot table, then click on pivot table analyze, then come here and I'll select calculated items. Now this error, it says average, standard deviations and variances are not supported when a pivot table report has calculated items. Okay, the reason is because one of our pivot table has a calculation of average, which is this one. This one here, we have average here. So anytime you want to create a calculated item, a new item in your pivot table, make sure that none of the pivot table is calculated with average or standard deviation or variances, else it will not work. You will not be able to calculate it. So I'm just going to take it from average to just take it back to sum. Let's just give it sum. Of course, we know that's not the question we want to ask, but let's just do that. Okay, so I want to add it here. Then I'll come here, select calculated item. So we have this insert calculated item in regions dialog box. So what is the name? I'll just give it sales amount difference. Sales amount difference. What is formula? I'm saying not. So you can see we have the feeds here, all your data in their columns, then we have the items. So I'm saying not, then we click on that, not minus south. Either I come here, they select insert. We have this, now add it, and now hit OK. So can you see now we have a new item calculated now, showing us the difference in the north sales and the south sales. So the north sales minus the south sales gave us the sales amount difference in north and south. So you can just rename this well to maybe, if you want to edit this, still go back there, the calculated item. So you come here, click on drop down here to see all the calculated items you've created. And I can say I want to modify it. I want to modify difference in north, and so that anybody saying this can know that it's for north and south, north and south, north and south. Then north and south, difference in north and south. Sorry, should have clicked on modify north and south, then I'll add it. Okay, so let's just remove this. To remove, you can always come back here, then calculated item, click on drop down button, remove this, delete it, so you are left with this one. So that's how you can you see. So what if we also have another region, maybe north central. So, and we are trying to say, okay, the sales made in north central is like 20% of the summation of sales made in the east and in the west. So to add this item, to say, okay, sales just north central, I want to add north central, come back here, then calculated item, we'll give this, name this north central, and we are told that 20% of the sales made in both the east and the west forms the north central. So I'll just put 20%, shift 8 for times, open bracket. I want to add the sales made in the east, the east, so you have to delete this. In the east plus the sales made in this west, let's say west, closing my parenthesis, then add it, and I'll hit OK. So can you see we have a new item created here? So the sales, 20% of the sales made in the east and the west forms the sales made in the north central. So this is how you create calculated item also in pivot table in your in Excel. All right, so I hope you've been able to get one or two in this video. Don't forget to like, share to people that needs this knowledge, and also hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out from the videos that will be coming next after this. Practice as much as you can, because practice beats perfection. Bye.